Hello everybody, welcome to episode 9 of the Level With You show. My name is Wiley Olmstead. Today I am joined by Tyler Hadley.
Howdy everybody, long time no see.
Anthony Dewart.
Hey, how's it going?
And Bratton Sakat.
Keep up.
Alrighty. We've been gone for a couple of weeks. We do apologize. We had a few technical issues with our last episode, but we should be back on schedule. Coming to you every Thursday on podcast services everywhere, as well as the video version up on YouTube. So thank you again, as always, for joining us. We really appreciate it. Alrighty. So how's the summer been going for you guys so far? We're officially into it. No longer like, spring, summer bridge. It's full on summer.
It's not kind of cold out. It's not kind of hot out. It's just really hot or really
It's been a hot one.
AC.
We're finally getting some good weather, though.
It's been
we've
pretty
had
good.
some days where it's just crazy-ass humid, not even fun to be outside. But this
No,
past couple weeks, we've had a few real choice days.
Anthony's got a pool, so we've been taking
You do.
advantage of that.
You gotta come swimming soon.
I
Yeah.
do.
You're
For
there.
sure.
You haven't swam yet.
Get your floaties. Let's
Yep.
go.
Yeah.
Jump in. No diving board though. Dad thought that was too big of an insurance hazard. So
Get your little waist duck.
My
Yep.
girlfriend's friend had a pool, has a pool, and I did get to swim in that last week, so that felt really good.
hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I got a little sunburn over the
That's okay.
weekend. My face is a little red.
And I was noticing you were over my apartment the other day. I was like, damn, Tyler's way tanner than me.
That was actually before I went to the beach too.
I went to stick that
Yeah.
creamsicle on your forehead. I was like, I probably feel really good.
Yeah.
Cool you down.
It's calming down now, so I'm looking tanner.
So it's
Oh, yeah.
about a week past. You guys do anything fun for Independence Day, 4th of July? Crickets.
I hung out with these guys.
Yeah, I did acid. That was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Did a little acid. No, that wasn't 4th of July. That was last
Oh,
weekend.
yeah.
Okay, never mind. I think I just drank on 4th of July.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Classic.
just hung out, went by the pool. We played greased up watermelon.
Oh my
Watched
God.
Tyler and Brandon beat the shit out of a watermelon. Did you beat? No, you didn't beat the shit
I
out of a
beat the
watermelon.
shit out of no
Somebody
watermelon.
has that
I
video.
would never do that.
So I was over your guys' house. And I went home early because I had to work. Was that last weekend?
That was 2 weekends ago. I think
2
that was 4th of
weekends
July
ago?
weekend,
Okay.
yeah, because
So-
you had to work super early.
Yeah. So you guys did end up doing some fun things with the watermelon.
I think, yeah, that was next night, Saturday night, but people came because I blacked out actually that night that you came over after you left. I was fine and just don't remember anything.
Yeah, it was around the time I left, too.
Yep.
But I heard
Jeez.
Anthony went off the deep end.
Oh, yeah, right in the pool.
Oh man.
Sometimes you wake up, there's puke on your floor, and you don't know where it came from. But
Who broke in and threw up on my carpet?
Yeah.
who's crawling around?
I just remember going to your house the following morning.
Oh, God.
And you were still sleeping. I walk in the living room. No, walk in the kitchen. You like crawl down the stairs in your little gremlin walk, and the first thing you say is, "Someone puked in my room."
I didn't know who it was.
Someone puked right next to my head in my bed.
Yeah, it was perfect, like
All over
right
me.
over the side of the bed. It was this big old pizza puddle, and I was like, I
Pizza
remember that.
puddle. That's
Could not have been
disgusting.
me. No.
No way.
I don't do that.
And then, yeah, just went back upstairs to bed, and I didn't get out of bed till 5 that day, I don't think, because it was really hard being a human.
Yeah. Sounds rough, but oddly patriotic.
Very, yep, I exemplified what it meant
America.
to be a 25-year-old.
Especially for the times we live in.
Oh, yeah.
Modern day America.
In-betweeners.
Pioneers.
My life is a joke.
You're doing great.
I'm trying. But it was good, man. It was. What did you do? I knew you did cheesy stuff. That was like 2 weekends ago?
Yeah, that was a bit ago.
That was a while
We
ago.
talked about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah, so still get to try cheeses on the regular. Had a great pairing with a nice dark Belgian style sour and a blue cheese last night. That was just mwah,
Buena.
delicious.
I need to get that
And-
pairing down. I wish, like,
It's tough.
it's hard for me to, like, to do that. It's just like, oh, you one thing. I was used to just like, oh, you take this, take that. It's like, put it in your mouth.
Because like you sometimes are wanting them to complement each other, and sometimes you're wanting to contrast. And if you kind of just hit that boring middle ground, it doesn't do anything special. So it definitely takes some. Sometimes you go for it, you think it's going to be a good pairing, and then it ends up being.
I saw a very ridiculous thing on Reddit where this girl melted a thing of cheese and then put them in the freezer and molded them into like little glasses
Oh
and then
god, I
pour
saw that.
her
It was
wine
awful.
into it. I was like, why are you doing
I
that?
saw that
so
video
gross.
too.
It's just like cheddar cheese too. It's just like, oh.
and not even good cheddar cheese. Like,
She's like sipping it and biting it. She's like, oh my.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I think I saw that.
That's a class act right there.
Classic.
It was painful.
Is that why people pair cigars and like, was it whiskey or whatever? Scotch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Swill it around, like blow it in the glass, and
How can I die super fast?
I would absolutely be into that if I could afford buying $60 to $100 bottles of scotch and
then a
$10
very expensive
of-
cigar on top of
Yeah.
that.
But
Or
maybe-
buying not shitty scotch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't. If I was a writer, maybe I'd like it, but all writers love
Because
scotch.
you'd be ultimately depressed and like, whatever, it tastes like shit. I don't
Do you
care.
like
I'm a piece of
bourbon?
shit.
I'm already one of those.
You like bourbon?
We
Do you like bourbon?
We had that bourbon.
Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah.
I can't remember
I mean,
what kind
basic
of bourbon
bourbon,
that was.
Jim Beam. What's your opinion?
Oh, no, Jim Beam's good.
Is that the-
Tastes
It's kind of the number
cheap.
one.
Yeah, was that the
bourbon.
one, the apple one you had when we did the Bumbler?
I don't think you can
thing?
count apple.
Not Bumbler.
No, that's more like
Thumper,
a malt. A malt
liqueur of the finest
Yeah.
shelf quality.
It's not too bad.
It's alright. I'm not a big.
I mean, it's good for mixing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Eric had one that from a party the big jug
Oh,
one.
yeah.
You probably like it. I should give you a shot. It's still in my
He
house
gave me
because
a
no one
shot
wants
of
to
it. I
drink
almost
it.
threw up. I can't handle
Yeah,
apple.
I can
Yeah,
definitely not a
it's
shot type.
bad.
It's definitely something to mix it with or just sit there like on the rocks and sip if you're
Just
into
a
it.
big bottle of something.
It's like
It's
flat
like
ish.
3 point or something like
For
that.
those of you
or
listening, we're not
3
alcoholics.
Creek
Yeah.
This is a
Wow.
video game podcast.
Yeah.
I don't have a
We're
problem.
gonna get to them. We're gonna get to them. Don't worry.
We got to discuss.
This is how we work our demons out. This
Gotta-
is our little group meeting every week.
Got to keep the shakes off.
I
Pull me
actually
in on
did
one.
go 3 days with no alcohol, and I felt really good after it. So I'm gonna start doing that
Yeah,
more
good for
often.
you.
Yeah, I'm taking a little break. I think I'm just my liver. I don't know how it's still there.
Yeah.
To be quite honest.
So it's summertime. We're not getting the Fast and Furious AAA game every week that we were getting for the first quarter of the year, but kind of a relief because we get to go back and play things we missed, maybe something from last year, something we didn't quite get to complete. So what have you guys been playing?
You've been
You
playing.
started off, Brapton.
I started Bloodborne a couple weeks ago, and that was pretty frustrating because I've never played any of the Dark Souls games before. But I'm moving steadily.
Who's your worst friend that you told me you had a lot of trouble on?
Father Gascoigne.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, he was whooping my ass for a while. Just the last form, his like beast form. But I actually ended up going and getting the tiny music box.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Did it help?
yeah, it did. I beat it the first time I used it. So,
Oh, nice.
but yeah.
So did you progress any farther than that?
I just killed the tower man.
Oh, you killed him?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Which
Yeah.
one's the tower? Oh, the Gatling gun guy. Did
Yeah.
you knock him off or did you fight
Yeah, I
him?
knocked him off.
Nice. Yeah. Tyler
Because
had to
he's
beat him
very
for a
hard to
minute.
beat
Yeah,
without
super hard to
cheesing.
beat.
He's fast.
Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah.
He's real bad.
But so far, I really like that game. I thought there was a level cap for some reason.
Oh,
I got
yeah,
that
you
in,
did.
I got
Yep.
that in my head, so I was like, oh, there's no point in me leveling up anymore for a lot of it. And Anthony's like, no, there's
No,
no,
you can get
cap.
to level
Cap.
200 and something.
Yeah, I thought it was like 25.
Yeah.
so
You got your max.
I was at like 21 just playing through. I'm like, all right, well, I don't have,
I
I
got all
can't
these-
get much better.
Get all these echoes.
That's unfortunate that you were misinformed.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's okay, now
but
you know.
it's all right. Now I know. I did a little bit of grinding, so
Just some
Getting up
backstory
there.
for the people. You just got a PS4. You didn't have one before, so this is kind of the number one exclusive that you
You
wanted
just
to
yeah,
Right.
it was like the main reason I got a PS4.
Nice.
But
And
You know.
Destiny.
Well, keep
Destiny's
that. You're gonna
coming.
start getting that. I mean, it was actually my first Souls game too, and I've said this on the show before, but afterwards I went the entire series because I was
Yeah.
such a fan. So
yeah, I like the
implore
gameplay
you,
a lot.
Keep
But
it up.
We should play through Dark Souls or something.
Yeah, we
That
should.
would be fit on the
Okay.
depraved class.
other than
Smart as
that,
fuck.
No, we're not that good. Man.
we could be. You got training now. He's in training. You beat it. You beat all of them.
Yeah,
Tyler's good at
by
it.
the skin of my
I'm not
teeth.
that good.
You beat the tower guy. Oh yeah. Then again, it's a whole nother enemy. I can't. I hate sitting there. That's the biggest thing. I love that you can. It's more aggressive. Like the dodging. I really like that a lot more than like sitting there with a little dinky shield. You just get.
yeah,
no matter
I really
what.
like the dodging aspect of the game.
I will say that after not playing Bloodborne for, I don't know, 2 years and then playing it at your house, like I felt like like in the whole new mindset where like I knew how to play and like I knew how like some of the enemies fought and like I felt like I was doing a lot better than I played back then.
Just because I gave you acid.
Probably because you like played Neo first. That probably helps.
Oh yeah.
And then also you're just sort of have been inundated over the past couple of years of watching videos of it. I don't know, just Dark Souls and Bloodborne, the whole gameplay loop is very ingrained in minds nowadays. Maybe or maybe you're just better at games now.
That could be
It's
too.
a very satisfying
I
game,
just, like,
though.
thought
Yeah.
about it more.
When you finally beat one of those big bad boys, it feels so good.
Oh yeah,
Feels so good.
Yep.
indeed. Hard to.
But when you do not and you keep getting beaten, oh my god.
You were
I
mad.
was mad.
You got mod.
I was mod.
You got really mod.
Yeah.
You were very upset.
So you're also playing Bloodborne, Anthony, for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us a bit about your progress.
I'm loving it. I just got to I just beat the fifth boss.
Well, they're
Fourth.
You can do the fourth or fifth in either order.
Right. So I just beat the witch of Hemlock. Yeah. So I just beat her, and it was a really nifty fight because I didn't know what to do. Like Brevin saw me play it, and I was fighting her, and then it's like I didn't know I had to fight her at first. 'Cause I just walked into this room, and it was like, whoa, and the health bar
Yeah.
appeared, and I was like,
But there's nothing there other than that.
the little red thing
Summon
came up.
thing.
Yeah. The little ghoul started like
Yeah.
walking around, and I was like, oh okay. And I went and I killed that, and I was like, weird. The health hasn't gone down. I looked around, and then another one came up, and I was like, what the fuck? So I ran over, and there's just this little black like hunchback thing like wobbling around. I'm like, I wonder if that's it. And I just hit it, and I was like, oh, that's the witch.
Excuse me, young man.
Do you know what my potatoes are? I can't find them.
you seen my grandson?
Is there two of them too? Because there's like
There
two,
are two.
yeah,
Yeah,
two
there's
popped
two.
up.
Did she ever get you in her little grasp?
Oh yeah, that's actually killed me the first time. I died the first time because
Yeah, if you're not careful, she'll do some major damage.
yep, because I killed a bunch of her servants, and then like she just summons more and more and more. So
There's
it was like
three of them just attacking you at once.
Yeah, I think the best strategy is actually to not even attack them.
Mm-hmm. That's what I did. I
Yeah.
just kind of like hit one and like got it down to really low health. So then I walked around and then I was looking for her and I couldn't make her appear till I killed that one. And then she popped up like one or two more and I was like, oh okay. So then I found her and killed her after a while. But then I think I didn't get if it was like it didn't show you the health bar for the second one because by the time I like almost killed the first one, then the health bar pops up for the second one, but it was already done. Like it was already like depleted.
It's been a while. I'm not quite sure.
I'm not sure if it's just like a glitch or something.
It's a
but
good little tricky fight.
it was cool. But now I'm on the really really hard, like the woods. It's like Forbidden Woods or something like that.
Sounds right.
But I'm on there and I had got maybe like 5 minutes into it and I died and I was like, oh come on. So I went back, got my blood echoes and went back and leveled and haven't played it yet since.
That place is a labyrinth. It
Yeah.
might be the biggest geography-wise area of the game.
Mm.
So
I'm excited to play through it, or at least get through it, because it was rough, but it was really cool. And one of those bad guys showed up and killed me, actually. Stupid. Like,
and also you're also about to be at a point where you can do something to enter an entire secret area. I'll give you some tips because it's a very cool thing you don't want to miss out on.
Okay.
And you access it from there. So.
I wound up in a place I shouldn't have been at. I wound up at the, what was it? That place with the bad guys, because I died to one of the bad guys before I fought Vicar. And because I was going to go up the stairs, I was like, oh, whatever. And then I saw the guy. I was like, oh, it's the bad guy. I'll fight him. And then I was like, oh, you're really strong. So he killed me. And you wake up in that jail cell in that place.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
and I was like,
yeah.
oh, crap. So I went and I grinded around there because I was like, oh, maybe I'll find the way out. So I explored everywhere. I found some items. And then died. And you go right back to not the lamppost or anything, but right where the guy puts you. And I was like, this is stupid. So about 4 or 5 times of doing that, I was like, okay, maybe I can use one of my... You get a different hunter's mark. So, like, you can get reborn, but without using your blood echoes. So I used that, thinking it would put me back to a lamppost. It didn't. I was like, oh, come on. So I had to look up because I was like, okay, I don't want to lose, like, this 30,000 souls I have right now. So it turns out all you have to do is just go upstairs, and the lamppost is right there, and you can just get out.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that, but I went all the way outside. I actually fought the the Thunder boss, the one that's on all
you
fours.
fought him?
Yeah, but I didn't beat him.
Yeah.
Maybe didn't even touch him.
He's a cool boss. He's like way scarier than he looks once you're at the appropriate level.
Yeah, I was like, oh god, I don't think I'm supposed to be here. So he kicked my ass, and then I found out that little road you can go on. A bunch of the pig enemies in the waterway. They're just normal enemies there. So I was like, oh, this is good.
Yeah, that's way late game.
Oh yeah.
So you'll be back there.
It was good to boost me. I boosted like maybe 10 levels just from that though, which was nice.
Oh, cool.
So I came back with everything and leveled up and was like, oh, this is not bad. We're pretty good.
So, Kyle, you've been grinding out that Persona 5.
Yeah, I'm about like 80 hours in at this point. Just finished the sixth palace, I think. Everyone's telling me that there's 7 plus an endgame dungeon that there's gonna be. So, then
Or not.
You'll never
I
see
don't
it
know.
come
I don't know. I just think, some people might be
But-
spoiler picky. No.
I mean, if you go on the internet, you can. It's only a number.
Yeah.
So, like I said,
It's only a number.
I'm 80 hours in. A lot of people put in like 100. So, obviously, I'm close to the end of the game.
Loving
it's-
it as much as you were.
Oh yeah, the story's awesome. Like there's.
Keeps you playing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Have any of your
it's hard to
party
talk
members'
about.
personas evolved yet?
Yeah.
Nice.
So
I didn't know that could happen.
Mm-hmm. When you max out their social link, they evolve, and I was like, because I've never had that happen, and like I haven't played through the other games enough for it to evolve. I'm like, it's like Pokemon. I want to see it because the forms look pretty cool.
yeah, it's pretty cool. So I have like 4 girlfriends at this point.
Little
Nice.
ladies,
no.
man.
5.
Nice.
You can get the
another
bad
one.
ending. Be careful.
I don't
So
care.
you're just going all out, just trying to
Yeah.
see every story thread.
New Game Plus
Yep.
though is the thing.
Yeah, apparently you get like special items around Christmas time for anyone from all your girlfriends, and then it kind of just like blows up on you towards the end of the game.
So I just started being able to romance anybody. I feel like once you are in the third palace area, you're just kind of you get a lot of hints. Like you unlock areas you can go to invite people on dates and things like that. So I just took out on a date. I went for Mikado, and it was like your your knowledge isn't high enough. I need to be
That's
level
too.
3
That's
knowledge,
too
and
real
I'm
for
still
me.
level 2. So
too
I was
dumb.
like,
Too
well,
dumb.
and then I thought, well, that's the one I really want to go after. But On's pretty cool too, so I guess I'll give her a shot.
I like
Yeah.
her pigtails are big. And for big and long, I could pull on them.
I will say if you wanna go after Mikado, you need to first get your knowledge up to that point that you need.
I'm hoping
And
that's the
then-
next one, 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
but then further down for a confidant, you're gonna have to have like your charm at like level 4
Oh,
or
wow.
5. I can't remember which one.
Right. Well, she's a high maintenance one.
Yeah, she's
But,
a tough puppy.
Yeah, it's hard to talk about the game too much without spoiling a bunch of it.
I feel.
I wish I could because it's freaking
I gotta
awesome.
get
Well,
farther
after
in
we
it.
beat it, why don't we do a spoiler cast?
Yeah, just you guys though. I want to beat it too. Gotta get my copy back from you. That game is awesome.
Any play Nier at all? That's what he let me borrow Persona. I let him borrow Nier, and
And actually, I did play it when you guys were over the other day. I beat still not too far, but we got to the really weird like robot Disneyland.
Went to the carnival.
Oh,
Yeah, the
okay.
carnival place.
Yeah.
You're still pretty early.
Yes.
But isn't that part's great when you first get there?
That was pretty cool.
It's got an incredible music
Yeah, it was
feeling. Like
insane.
as soon as you walk into the crowd of the robots, just the way it elevates the volume, and it just honestly feels like you're being surrounded by singing robots. It's pretty.
That's true. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I walked in there. I didn't want to kill anybody because I was like, oh, these guys are nice. And then there's just this one dude like in the corner. He's like, break time, break time.
Oh yeah, that guy's hilarious.
And I was like, oh shit. So I walked back out, and there's just people driving a tank around, and I'm like, oh, okay, what is this? And I just walked around, and they're like, oh, you gotta kill it. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So I walked around in a circle. I did that with the other boss too, the guy who gets birthed from the robots.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, I don't want to kill him, and you can't progress unless you kill him. So just spent a
Yeah,
lot of
you have
time
to do
walking
some
around in
things,
circles.
especially in your second and third playthroughs, where you feel pretty guilty doing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, once
was
you
like,
start to get
shit.
to know these robots a little better.
3 of us also played another game.
Oh, we did. That's true.
We fiddled with some Cave Story, and we
Wow,
actually
some of those going up on our YouTube
Yeah.
channel soon.
Someday,
someday.
Someday Monday.
maybe even tomorrow.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Dun, dun.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, Cave Story Plus, the Wii, Switch, U,
On the Switch.
Nintendo version.
So yeah, tell me about Cave Story.
It's a great old game, you know. Yeah, you get some guns, you shoot some bad guys in a nice side-scrolling fashion.
It's very
Um,
floaty.
Yeah,
Fight a
Very
toaster.
floaty and slippery.
Yeah.
What's the visual style like?
it's
8-bit, like
8-bit.
classic. More so like
It's
16,
very-
32-bit.
You know how like Undertale looks?
yeah.
It's very
Imagine
reminiscent
that.
of like Undertale, except
Okay.
it's a side-scrolling shooter.
Is it very fast paced?
Yeah.
It can be.
It doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
The bosses kind of are. Bosses. Other than that, you can kind of take your time going through the levels, but once you get to the bosses, it's usually pretty fast paced. You gotta, rapid shoot. Just
A frog.
So what was their justification for bringing this to the Switch? It's a several-year-old game. Are there any like additions, or was there a clamoring for it?
The soundtrack, they have some remastered stuff on it. I don't know. I don't know what the rave was when the game came out. I don't know if it was big or not, but it's been really fun so far. We played together. We played together probably the first third of the game, and on my own, I'm probably like towards the end now. Some stuff's about to go down, but yeah,
It's
fun.
It's fun. It's got a great soundtrack. It's like the original game was like 8-bit style, but the backgrounds are very fleshed out, like 1632-bit almost, like background pixel art. I was really curious like why they decided to release it, because I'm pretty sure the version that they released on the Switch, Cave Story Plus, is the same one that's been out on Steam for like a number of years. But I think they probably added like the gallery, the art gallery. They have like a different music gallery, the remasterings that they put on the Switch, but. It's a nice little addition, and we played it with the Pro Controller, not the Joy-Con or anything, and it definitely was the way to go, I think, with the Pro Controller. So it felt very nice. It is very floaty, and like, it was like you're landing on ice, kind of.
Doesn't sound good.
Yeah, certain points, because you have to like really jump.
It's obnoxious at certain points. It's very slippery when you're trying to land on one little square and you slide off. You're like, God damn it!
Very Mega Man-esque when something hits you too. You're like, and it knocks you off if you just get on that platform. If you're hit by something, you kind of have that recoil.
Gotcha. Speaking of Mega Man, you also played a bit of what's it called? The game from the Mega Man S game with the Mighty Number 9 guy.
Oh no, I didn't play that. I saw a review for that because it just got released on Switch.
Oh, okay. I thought you.
It's like Azure Gunvolt Burst. I'm pretty sure is what.
Right.
And like the Azure Gunvolt, I'm pretty sure was like from the team or like a division of the team that made like something with Mega Man. But it looks really good. It's like what Mighty Number 9 should have been. It's 8-bit, classic Mega
only
Man.
$10.
It's only $10.
Like, that's what I.
Oh, wow.
I think I heard that on Quick Look that I watched.
Mm-hmm. And it wasn't
On
expensive.
GiantBomb.com.
Go check them out. It's pretty good.
So myself, I had a few things I caught up on. Little Nightmares is a game that Tyler and I started a few weeks ago, or a few months ago at this point. I just actually played through the entire thing in one sitting. It took me a little over 3 hours. And it's very much in the vein of Inside and Limbo, and it's a side-scroller, and it's creepy, very atmospheric, minimalist music, really gorgeous-looking art, especially this one has a very Tim Burton vibe, especially with the enemies. Sort of have that over-the-top, dark Brothers Grimm fairy tale look to them. And I went from times being totally enthralled with it to 5 minutes later being completely frustrated at the sort of trial and error aspect of the gameplay. If you actually, we started a quick look of it, or not a quick look, and we started a let's play of it, and we didn't continue with it because we're bad.
We're good, but we're bad. There's too many games out there.
Yeah, there's
It's
too
not
many
our
games
fault.
out there. I don't know. We weren't. It didn't work out. But anyway, you can check them out if you want to check out the first couple hours of the game.
Get you hungry for more.
So there are some times where it just feels like you're hiding from enemies. You're completely defenseless in the game. You have no way to attack at all. So if you do see an enemy, of which there are few, but the few that you are running from are one-hit kills, as is every other enemy. So you do a lot of hiding, and you do a lot of watching their patterns, watching them walk through a kitchen. There's these giant, crazy-looking pig monsters that are the chefs of this mysterious place that you're walking through. And they'll be walking back and forth. You have to kind of walk out at the exact right time, hide beneath this table, wait for them to mosey over, and then mosey back, and then move over to the next.
Hit Tyler with a pen, stab him,
Really?
give him blue pen.
So
His
there were
inheritance.
several segments where I was just dying, where I didn't really feel like it was due to a lack of skill. It was just due to a lack of maybe a little bit of patience on my part, but mostly just to of the game being a bit too unforgiving in some points, which was taking me out of it a bit. But once it's working really well, once you actually attempt it on your first or second try, it's quite satisfying, and especially later on in the game, it doesn't have quite the level of amazement that I felt at the end of Inside in terms of the way that that game ratchets it up in the final chapter, but it definitely goes places, and it gets to a much more visceral level, for a lack of a better term, later on, where it's pretty exciting. So I played through that. That was definitely a good time. I recommend it. Did some Nex Machina. You can check out our video of that on the channel. On the
Cat
YouTube
slice of
channel.
that.
That was the pew pew pew. Oh my god, there's a lot of like, oh, rescue the humans, and it's like,
Yeah.
Right.
They're all really fat too. I noticed like all the humans you have to rescue.
Well,
What's going
Yeah,
on?
that's
man?
humans,
commentary-
man.
Commentary on.
Society, other
Right.
fast foods going in the future.
Mhm.
But-
So again, it's from the creators of Resogun. I don't know. Well, it's from Housemarque, the developer of Resogun, and it's got a lot of similar aspects to that, except for you're not in a ship. You're on your feet. It's extremely bullet hellish. A lot of things going on at screen. Crazy particle effects exploding everywhere. But it plays exactly how it should. Whenever you die, almost whenever you die, your reaction is, well, that was my fault. Makes it much less frustrating to repeat sections over and over, which the game is all about, because you can complete it in an hour, but it's all about chasing that high score, finding secret humans to save, finding secret exits from certain segments of the level. So it's got a high emphasis on replayability and just, chasing that high score, or chasing that, saving all the humans in a level and stuff like that. So again, I don't love it as much as I do Resogun. I think Resogun, if you guys haven't played it, I don't think you have. You
No.
guys should
No, sir.
play it. Like, it's so good.
I think I saw it on the shop the other day when we were browsing through it. It looked interesting, kind of like gave me that like Res vibe almost. Have you ever played Res?
I haven't played Res.
You would love it.
I think
you're
I
into
would.
that, yeah.
If I had a PSVR, that would definitely be like my top 3 games.
They have Res for VR.
Yeah, Res
Wow.
VR. Yeah.
Woof. that's something. Wow, I can only imagine that in VR.
Grow
That's
up.
trippy. Yeah, that's like all the wireframe. Like you're pretty much like the wireframe enemies from Super Smash Bros. Melee, but you're like that's the main guy and you're just floating through space.
Mm-hmm.
That looks.
Yeah, that's been one series I've been meaning to check out for. So also, Injustice 2, played through that story mode. That was pretty sweet.
What'd you think?
I thought it was extremely well done. I actually was not very into the story at first, but once it kind of gets into the second half and the things start to escalate a bit, it becomes a little bit more urgent, and you actually can follow it. And Brainiac's plans are coming to fruition, and I got into the story a bit. I can't say that I was into it like I was,
As much
other
as you
story-based
can for a
games.
fighting game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for a fighting game, absolutely
From the
phenomenal.
big expanded universe like DC. Like I'm not personally a DC guy, which I've probably said before, but like that story was like, oh, it was really well put together, like the movie production, like on the lines of Uncharted. But
Like, there was a 6-month period in my life where I was super into DC Comics, and I was reading, graphic novels in the Batman series and Kingdom Come and Swamp Thing and a few other heroes, but there were still some that I had no idea existed.
it was interesting they put him in there, Swamp Thing.
Yeah,
Like, I
it
was
was
like, oh, he's
cool
not.
because I was super into reading all of Alan Moore's stuff. Alan Moore is the writer of like Watchmen and V for Vendetta.
Oh yeah.
He did a Swamp Thing run, and he's just thought of as one of, if not the best, comic writers ever. So,
Watchmen and V for Vendetta, definitely great graphic novels.
Yeah, I heard Watchmen. They're making a new show of that.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I heard something about
I
that.
heard it from somebody else, but hopefully better than the movie. I was
Movie was not
a
good.
big
I
fan
never
of the
saw
movie. So we also played some Crash.
We did play some
What
Crash.
do you guys,
Yeah.
what do you guys think of Crash? I want to hear your thoughts.
Scary. Put it into one word.
My dad died a lot.
We did die a lot.
Yeah.
That first
Trying
level.
to get all the boxes.
The first level was a triumph. It was a very emotional roller coaster.
Playing 1 was definitely the toughest,
Mhm.
but I got to play 3 for memory wise the first time. I kind of had faint memories of playing it before, but that was fun.
Is that the one where you
Except
and Tyler
for-
kept dying in the lava?
The box
Yeah,
obsession was a bit of a problem,
Mhm.
but what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
You
it was a
got
bit of
you
a
got to get
problem.
those boxes.
You
You
got
got
it.
to do that completion.
Do you think these games hold up? Are there?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I mean,
definitely do.
it's nice to see them in like such a vibrant light. They look really really good playing them, and it just feels good playing them again because it's been so long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do look.
Um,
They look fun.
and I
Yeah,
know a lot of people out there are saying that it's harder than the original.
Yeah.
Some people are saying that it's
A lot of people are going on about that.
that this game is more slippery and that there's like some mechanics in it.
Like, you fall faster.
Yeah, there was one article that I read about how in the new Crash, his feet are like modeled as like pill shaped, which makes you like when you land on a ledge, you can slip off of it. But because of that, you can also extend your jump as well. And then the video showed that as you were slipping off a ledge, if you jumped at the right time, you could kind of like jump as you were falling.
Hmm.
I like how the jump doesn't have that delay it had in the older games though. There's like a slight delay in the older games where you jump and it's just like
Was it from the start, like when you just push
like when
X
you
to
hit
jump?
X, yeah, it's like
Couple
like
second
a
delay.
tenth of a second or something like that. But I noticed that wasn't as big of an issue with the remakes
Hmm.
because that bothered me playing them before, like
Yeah.
going back and playing them.
Yeah, I only played the first 3 Crashes recently, actually, within the past couple of years, probably, because I watched maybe my friends play it when I was younger, like at their houses, but I didn't own them until a couple of years ago when I was given them by a friend, and it's still, I feel like it holds up pretty well because we've played the older ones, like gone through it, and then going back to this was really nice to kind of see it, give it a whole new sheen and shine and a
Mhm.
new coat of paint.
Yeah,
'cause
for $40. I mean,
yeah, that's for 3 games, $40.
three really good games. First one not being the best, but
Yeah, exactly.
2 and 3 seem pretty great.
I'm glad that you could choose to. I was really hoping it wouldn't make you like that. I feel like it'd be a really bad decision if they did like, oh, you have to play through 1, 2, and 3
Oh,
that you couldn't
that would be
choose. That would be
terrible.
terrible. I'm really happy they didn't do that. I was really worried about that.
Let's see. Did I play anything else? Chugging along with Persona 5. I'm well behind Tyler. I just got done with the 3rd dungeon or palace last night. Really liking it. Still
How
excellent.
much time is that?
How many hours? Like 33.
Sounds right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm
Not
behind
too
you,
bad,
so
not too bad.
still.
Maybe an hour and a half of that is idle time.
Yeah, exactly. Just like, okay, hold on, put this down. Doing that.
Let me write something.
Exactly.
I think it's funny how your protagonist character has he does have some spoken dialogue.
Yeah.
It's just the rest of it he never says anything. Just 5 or 6 lines that he says regularly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much like, yeah, or like whatever, like if he gets something good or like in battle, it's just like, ah, Persona, or like something, or he says their name.
Or he's like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, exactly, never mind. Or he's like, come on, good job.
We'll find another way.
Exactly.
I mean, they did actually voice him for every single Persona name. Every time you switch a Persona in battle,
That's true.
He'll say
Oh.
their name.
I thought that was nice.
I finally feel like I have some personas that are worth a damn now.
Yeah,
Like
you don't get those till
Yeah.
about
Oh my
Okay.
god, I have this one Persona that I've been using nonstop, just because he's resistant to physical, being melee and guns, and he also blocks bursts. He just has like a super high defense, like a super high attack, and he's only weak to the bless damage.
Wow.
And
What type is he?
I'm gonna say he's like Emperor or something.
Confidant is that?
I don't remember.
Oh,
I don't think he is Emperor actually. Now that I think of it,
Son, that's the diplomat guy.
Yeah, it's
I
okay.
can't remember.
Do you have
Yeah,
him yet,
it's
Wiley?
It's fine.
Do I have him?
The diplomat guy, yeah, the
Oh,
politician.
Yeah,
He's
I
bad.
think I only have him at level 3 or so.
Yeah, that's okay. I think that's
He's
about
good.
where I am. He's really good.
Spent time with him.
Get your old
They're
man
really
fun time
boring
in.
quests though, but
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
really
I'm
boring, but it's definitely worth it. It pays off real well.
good to know.
Hang on with Graham.
All right, about that wraps it up.
Rip rap.
Boo.
Boo.
We're gonna move on now to a brief cruising for a newsin' segment this week. Not so much happening in the gaming world these days. Well, that's not true.
That we're aware of currently at this moment in time.
So that it's the kind of the dog days of summer. A few weeks after E3, not as much big stories happening, but there were a few this week. This one not exactly video game related. Well, sort of, kind of.
A little connection.
Castlevania was released on Netflix, a brand new animated series. What do you guys think? I know we watched a little bit of it. I didn't get to see much, even though it was my idea for us to watch it. So
Yeah, Wiley.
That's okay. I didn't watch it, but I watched a guy review it this morning, and he said good things about it and broke it down, and I was like, it seems cool. I should watch it.
Yeah, it looked cool. The art style was cool.
you watched the whole thing, though, Tyler.
Yeah, I did. I watched all 4 episodes.
Give me your 500-word review.
500 reviews.
You need to pass the
No
class.
likes or ums.
This is gonna be tough.
I really liked it.
Because it was fun. My summer vacation was good because I watched Castlevania.
I got to go in the pool.
And
The
it
pool
was
was fun.
I had fun. We made
But,
hamburgers.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the art style was really cool, and not having played the Castlevania games in a very, very long time, I didn't exactly see the connection, but that's just because I haven't played in so long that I don't remember the narrative in those.
The first one's the only narrative you get, I think, is just from when you pop it on. It's like, you're Simon Belmont, Dracula's castle. Oh, go get him.
Go get the
This
bad
is
guy.
Castlevania 1 for
Yeah.
the NES.
Yep.
Okay.
And they're
Yeah,
just
so-
orange. Orange on a black
That's really
background.
what the 4 episodes do. That they just introduce Dracula right off. Simon.
Simon Belmont.
Yep.
Was
Simon Belmont.
he in the first episode?
I think that was him,
Or-
yeah. In like the pub.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really get to know Simon until like the second episode. Then they introduce kind of like the main. It introduces the trio being Simon, the mage, son, Adrian.
Adrian. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was Alucard because that's the guy who sent
They
me the
could've-
night.
Alucard.
It's probably
That's a
Alucard.
Castlevania name.
Yeah.
Dracula backwards.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody found that out until years later, which I thought was the funniest part.
Oh, that's not. I can't believe
Just
that's
like
true.
just like Ekans and Snake.
Arkansas.
I like to keep my
But-
mind clouded.
Yeah, I think so far it was kind of good, just for an introduction at least.
Sort
Yeah.
of a similar art style to
Very gory.
Yeah,
is very
that's
gory.
what I
Lots of
liked.
gore.
You
The
loved
first half of the first episode, I was like, this is something.
'Cause
This
you hate
is
anime.
so cheesy. So cheesy in the beginning. Hi, I'm Lisa. I want to be a doctor. And then
Go to college.
Then like the second half of the episode just turns so metal. It just starts raining blood and there's some
Baby
badass
gargoyles.
kills that happen. But
yeah, it's definitely an M-rated show.
yeah.
That's like Attack on Titan. Cause in my mind, I feel like I'm comparing them just with the gory, like the big gory anime. Because that's
Yeah.
what the first episode was. It's like first episode of Attack on Titan. It's like pretty boring until you get halfway through, and then it's like shit just goes down and people start getting eaten, and it's awesome.
Yeah. Just like
Yeah,
yeah, there goes
Dude
my
watches
mom.
mom gets chomped in half.
Bye, Mom.
Bye. Don't inject me with poison.
I actually am reading here that I wrote down that it's a partial retelling of Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse.
Oh.
Well, that
I
explained
didn't
the
play
curse in the
None of
first
us have
episode.
played
I don't think we
that
actually
game.
did. We get 3. I think 3 is Dracula X Chronicles here. I think.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure because that was only out for a couple systems, maybe. But we never got 3 officially here. We got 1 and 2, Simon's Curse, which fucking blows, and then we got Super Castlevania 4 for the
Yeah.
Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Okay.
But-
So it's kind of a Final Fantasy thing with the numbers getting messed up.
Exactly. And then we got 3. I think we still got 3, but like years later, and I think it's Dracula X Chronicles, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've played a couple Castlevania games. That's another series that I'm kind of lacking on in terms of my knowledge. But played one on Game Boy Advance, which I can't remember the name of.
It was probably Symphony. No, not Symphony of the Night. That's PS1.
Yeah, that's the other one.
Yeah, they play that
I
one.
played-
Yep.
Yeah.
I played the DS ones. I had the first one for the DS, where you're the protagonist with the white hair, and the second one, which I thought was a lot better, where you're the boy and the girl, like the two. I don't know if they're siblings or what, but one of them's like they're all descended from Belmont clan, so they all have the whip, the signature weapon, and then the other girl's a mage, so she uses a book. It's pretty cool. It's like
I played-
Metroidvania
I
style.
played, I think, the second one, and I could not beat Dracula.
You mean
Tried-
the Simon's Quest?
Yeah, I'm not
Like
sure.
Castlevania 2?
for
Yeah.
Nintendo?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard as fuck.
Well, I played it on an emulator, but I'm pretty sure it was
Was the guy black and red?
Yeah.
Like, really, yeah,
Yeah.
that's Simon's curse.
and
It stops. It's like, what a terrible night to have a curse, and then things change,
Yeah.
and it's like,
yeah, the whole game itself wasn't that hard, but fighting at the end couldn't beat it. Tried for like a whole day.
they did another thing like where they did like timing as like a padding kind of thing rather than like it being difficult. They stretched it out and like made it longer to be more difficult, where you have to go and collect hearts, and the hearts level you up. Like you have to go and buy like weapons and upgrades with the hearts you collect from enemies,
Yep.
and kind of like do this, and that, and then wash, rinse, repeat. So that's just a time sink. I don't even think you could save.
Yeah. The one I really remember playing was, I think it was for Game Boy Advance, and it was one where the monsters gave you like special powers or something like that when you killed them. I don't remember which one it was, but
Castlevania
that's
pretty
Experts
cool.
Podcast.
We know it all.
We're
we
knowledgeable.
just watched the show.
I know that they
We
made
didn't read the
a
books.
fighting game for the
Yeah.
Wii. They made Castlevania Judgment
What?
as a fighting game, yeah, for the Wii. I was like, I remember that being at GameStop when I worked there.
So weird.
It was really weird, and they made, which I had for the original Xbox. It was a Castlevania game, which was actually pretty cool. And that was really, there's like another RPG, like free roam, 3D. You could walk around and stuff, and you get little like familiars, like the enemies you kill, you could get, and they would like help you out. And then there was a really, really bad one, action platformer for Nintendo 64. It was like Castlevania 64. It was awful. It is awful.
I remember here.
It's bad.
So in other news, Overwatch got a new character, Doomfist. Looks like
I want to try them out. I haven't had a chance yet.
Death Knuckle.
Doom Knuckle.
Death Knuckle.
Death Knuckle.
Yeah.
I think it's a way cooler name.
an offensive character. He's got a big
And
old fist that
Knuckle.
deals out doom. I can't say
I'm
much more
I'm
about
assuming
it.
he's a tank. I'm assuming.
No, I think he's actually an offensive.
Oh, not an attack.
I think.
Yeah, that makes sense because they just came out with a. Did they just come out with a new tank?
Did they drop? It has
Yeah, they did.
dropped.
Yeah, he's out. He's
Nice.
out in the wild.
And it's free. It's just free to the
Yeah,
game
it's
to buy.
free. The only, I mean, they get enough money from their cosmetic stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
and the loot boxes. So I think their plan is to
Fucking
have all
better.
content.
That's good.
Yeah, so that's a little bit of news in case you missed it on
Derp.
all the big game websites and all the other podcasts you like. And moving on, PlayStation Plus games for this month, they came out. They're available for free if you're a PlayStation Plus downloader. They are pretty damn good this month. It's been a drought
What are
going on. Until Dawn,
You have that?
excellent game.
Yeah, I got it from Matt.
Yep.
It's been
Kind
a
of like,
hot minute since I played that.
Way I would describe it is like a AAA Telltale game. Essentially, you're making choices. You're seeing the way that your decisions play out in meaningful ways, even more meaningful than most Telltale games, I would say. All the while that it's got excellent facial capture, the really good actors, well-known actors too, like
Hayden
Panettiere. Yeah,
John-
I always mess up her last
John
name.
Goodman.
I wish
not John
Cloverfield Lane, the game.
Um,
That'd be
Who
sick.
else? The guy that played in the main character of Mr. Robot. He's in
Oh,
it.
really?
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really worth a playthrough.
It's free too.
It's free. I mean, absolutely. I mean, I rented it from Redbox, and it's the type of game that you want to complete in 2 or 3 sittings just because it's so engrossing. But there's still lots of different endings I haven't seen. Glad that I quote unquote own it now. So once it gets to the spooky time of year, I can revisit. It's a great Halloween
Careful.
game for sure.
Careful, you step in mud.
So definitely check that out. And then there actually is a Telltale game, the other one on the list, Game of Thrones Season 1.
Oh wow,
I
I
thought
forgot
it
they
was
did that.
quite underrated.
Is that free?
It's free.
Yep.
It's, I mean, if
Ooh,
you're a
I'ma
Plus
get that.
subscriber.
You'd like that too. It's very story driven, like Walking Dead.
Game of Thrones starts next week.
It does.
Oh, wow,
Oh,
already?
yeah, we could talk about that next week. Sure.
I don't
Yeah.
watch it.
That's too
Oh,
bad.
But
I know.
you should watch it.
It's
No, I don't want to.
Oh, you do.
Why
Maybe.
haven't we gotten a AAA Game of Thrones game?
Maybe they're just
Why-
afraid
why-
that the
people
property's
just
gonna be
scared?
ruined.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're scared to dive into it.
I tried
Yeah.
watching the first 2 episodes and it was okay, but it was like
2
didn't-
episodes.
I do that a lot. I did that with Breaking Bad. I did Game of Thrones,
No.
Attack on Titan.
Just stuff.
Get out of here.
What would a Game of Thrones game look like, though?
Lord of the Rings.
You could do
the
like
game.
a Jon Snow spin-off and make it like Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Ooh, speaking of that, I just bought that actually. $4 on Steam
Oh,
for the
really?
summer sale. Yeah, the Game of the Year
Nice.
edition for
It's
that.
actually
so-
it's $4
Nice.
on.
Yeah,
well,
I saw it.
now it's not. because they probably updated the store already.
The
but-
flash sale. It was like $4 on PS4,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
PlayStation Network as well.
Yeah.
Just make a Game of Thrones, Age of Empires.
Or something like that. Yeah, that could be.
It'd be a good
super cool.
Civilization almost.
Right. Come on, get on it.
Make another Pirates game.
Civilization 7, Game of Thrones. So that's going on. Also, That's You. That's a third game. Usually we don't get 3 games for PlayStation 4, but we are this month. That's You, a party game where you first party published, I believe. There's like Shuhei Yoshida, one of the top guys at Sony, is seen doing a publicity video for it, which was kind of awkward and lame that I watched a few minutes of on YouTube last night.
It's good, play it.
It's like a game you connect to with your phone, right?
Right. So.
Like Jackbox Party or.
Right. I haven't
One of
actually
those.
played any of those games, so
They're
I can't.
fun.
Those games are hilarious.
Mhm.
If it's
Anyway.
anything like the
Yeah.
3 pretty good games out this month for PS Plus subscribers. The Xbox ones, I actually hadn't heard of them. I thought about also talking about those, but I don't have anything to say. So, moving on.
And I think That's You. I was looking at it. And I think that's not only this month. I think it's available until like October.
Oh wow, that's a
Oh,
while.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of just
just
free
there.
to play essentially.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Nice.
As far as releases go, we are getting another high-profile remake. Remaster is what they're calling it. Final Fantasy XII: The Zodiac Age. Long time since this one came out. 2006, kind of a swan song for the PS2.
Oh yeah, definitely got overshadowed.
Yeah, it was kind of just. It didn't have the, the impact on the industry that 10 or previous titles in the series had had. But it's thought of pretty highly. It's one that I missed out on, so this definitely makes me want to go back and check it out. I love 10. I think I don't think I was playing games in a very serious way, and I just kind of passed on by 12.
You goof around too much.
I was goofing.
Yeah, if you're a goofer, you're not gonna like it because it was even like I was my freshman year in high school when that came out, and that was definitely it's more the battle system's MMO oriented kind of. So you pick your target, you go, and they have a whole bunch of other stuff like the Gambit system was a big part of it, where you can like AI or tell your other party members like what to do while you're fighting. But it's very like you need to know what you're doing and have things it's very tactical. Like it's very tactical for a Final Fantasy turn-based type of game. But it's interesting. They've done a lot of changes from what I've read for the reviews and everything so far about upgrading it. They've done something with the battle speed to speed that up because combat was very, very slow to begin with. So it's cool that they've like sped that up. They everything's got a nice like little, of course, HD shine to it now. I like it's make as good as a PS2 game as they can look on a PS4. And like other minor changes, they took out a whole aspect because the way you like leveled up or got new equipment or what you could choose to like equipment, armor, like class system, weapons was this thing called the license board. And each character had one, so it was kind of like an overarching thing. So you can kind of like in 10 with the sphere grid, like go into other people's grids and like, oh, I want this for this character, and I want them to use spears, and I want them to like be an archer, blah blah blah, stuff like that. This one's very like character oriented now, so it's like this character has this specific board. You can choose between like they give you a wheel now that you can choose like whatever like class you want to like spec in or whatever.
Seems like a very deep game.
Yeah, it's
beyond 10.
very much so.
And I heard an interesting thing when I was reading about it earlier. It actually takes place within the same universe as Tactics.
Yep, Evil East. So it's got that whole like I think maybe and Vagrant Story as well.
And Vagrant Story,
Yep.
which is super out of left field. When
Yeah.
I heard that. I was like,
I
that's
didn't even know
pretty
Vagrant Story
sweet.
took place in there, so it's cool that they have that nice little like differential, like the classes and stuff. You can see the like little frog people or whatever they are, like the hippo things, or you get the bunny girl, of course, which is one of the mascots. And the review I watched today, it was funny because they compared the cast of 12 to like Star Wars, like the cast of Star Wars. They're like, yeah, the guy Balthier who's like the Han Solo, and then his partner is Fran, who's the bunny chick, and they're like, yeah, she's a sexy Chewbacca, and I was like, that's bullshit. I was like, I've never heard anybody.
I watched the
Come
same
on.
review.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yep. I was like, this is bullshit. First one I watched on IGN, the lady's
Yeah,
voice
yeah.
annoyed me. I'm sorry, but
a
I
sexy
couldn't watch it.
Chewbacca.
There's a bunny girl. I guess it's
All right.
it's a thing.
Yeah, because
Alright.
Chewbacca's such a relatable character. He's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, the way
You're
he
like
talks.
Chewbacca with boobs.
Because you can talk, and he couldn't. Only Hans can understand you.
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca.
That seemed like a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, I was like, come on, man. I was like, I make up some shitty references, but Jesus Christ, this is a stretch.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks interesting. I definitely want to pick it up.
It seems like a good time of year for it to come out. Not much else going on as far as new releases.
give it a time to shine rather than being overshadowed by because I know that's when the Xbox 360 launched and the PS3 was like just about to come out.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
hopefully it'll be good.
Hopefully, I wonder if I'll have. I doubt I'll have time to get to it, but who knows?
Never know.
Yeah, I'll probably end up
never
buying
know.
it, and I'll let you borrow it. So,
Yeah.
and come Friday, I'll be like, I don't want to play Bloodborne again. I could buy a new game, or I could play the games I have. I'll play a new game. That's usually how it goes.
It's a tough
yeah.
life.
It's hard life.
I always like to watch people play a game. And I'm like, ooh, this is really cool. I'll buy it.
It's a good way to do
Good
it.
way to go.
Yep.
Speaking of watching games, I watched Kelly play Friday the 13th last night.
Oh yeah, I saw she was.
That
streaming
game
it.
looks pretty cool.
It was.
She's been playing it a lot. Like,
Yeah, she seemed really into it. She's an excellent streamer. It's just like constantly talking and telling informative things.
Yeah, she's
I
always pretty
don't
good.
have that ability.
Lost a good one in her.
Sick.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It seemed really cool. I believe
You guys need to get some boobs. Come on.
I'm actually getting those. My tits hurt a lot today from the gym, so I'm working on it. Hey guys, what's up?
I'm just lactating.
I'm the sex appeal of the group. Come watch me.
Alrighty.
It's like it's like a double. Probably like a heart attack really easy this way.
No,
Cuff,
she
blow
definitely-
flow.
Kakafka.
Should definitely pick up some games and start streaming.
Yeah, it was
Especially if you build a PC, Wiley, then you can start streaming.
Yeah, I should do.
Buy an Xbox One, take it apart, and use those parts to make a PC.
Make a
I got
crappy
it.
Frankenstein.
4-year-old PC.
Play me. Warranty.
I wonder if that would be cool if somebody just made a game system with like some PS2, some 360, some Jaguar.
Jaguar,
got the
Virtual Boy.
Disk drive from PS1. Just somehow is able to play 3 games that.
At once, you need multiple screens. That'd be great.
and a Game Shark.
And it makes you toast.
Right.
Very very cool.
So we got a topic of the show about digital games and about how we feel about the evolution towards digital games. And I know you guys are big physical copy people. I just want to kind of
All about that physical.
get to why you feel that way and what is holding you back from kind of embracing the more convenient digital versions of games. So like what makes you want to hold on to physical copies?
Well, it's really hard
Well,
for me
first
to
of
be in a
all, I just
Well,
don't really care.
in 4th grade, let me tell you.
It's really hard for me to be in a relationship because I'm all about if I think you're attractive physically, then I can try to get to know you emotionally. Some call me shallow, but I don't think you can be into somebody unless you're also physically attracted to them. My mom's been talking to me about it all week. I've been going on these crazy spins. But no, yeah, physicals, I like it. It's good though. I like just you put it on a shelf and it's like an amiibo. It's like cool to look at, but I can actually use it because
Can't open those.
can't open amiibos.
It's not even a joke.
But
No, but
but
I mean, physical copies. I've always I don't know. It goes back to my childhood. I always liked having just a nice set of games that I know are gonna go up in value one day, and I know one day it's gonna be all digital. But for the time being, I'm gonna if they're still making physical copies of stuff, I'm gonna get them.
I honestly don't know if it will be literally all digital because you look at other forms of media, especially music. For a long time, we've had access to digital music, but I think that we're now selling more records than
Hipsters.
since the '80s.
coming back, yeah.
Yeah,
Also books. Look at books.
It's
People
because
got
of,
Tinder. People got Tinder. People got Kindles. You put them together, you can make a fire. But yeah,
a
you got
Kinder.
Kindles. A Kinder.
Chocolate.
Kinder chocolate.
I bought a Tinder Fire today.
Yeah,
Tinder
I love
Fire.
Tinder Fire.
You only get the hot girls.
you got $5, $5.86 a month for all the right swipes you want.
Subscribe.
Anyway, back to what you were saying, Brandon. I think that's what, to me, it also is that it's just having it on a shelf and being able to look at it. That's really what it's all about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just having to kind of look back on, oh, yeah, I like that one.
I know-
Let me just take it out and look at the box for a minute.
Yeah, I know in the back of my head I'm never gonna get the balls to sell them
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I'm too attached to them.
Mhm.
But I very much like seeing my collection. I like seeing all my games that I have. I don't know. Plus, like especially for older games, if someone's like, "Oh, let me borrow like Crash 2 because I want to play the original," I'm just like, "Here you go."
And I'm kind of the opposite. I don't really care about physical copies. Like, It could just be because I never had that big of a collection in the first place, that I never really ever displayed them in the first place.
Yeah.
But now I'm kind of just like, they take up space. I'm just gonna keep them. The
But
10
they take up
10 physical games that I
space.
do have, they're just wherever
Yeah.
I can reach them.
But it's also
I
like,
don't
oh
really
man, my
care how it
PS4 can
looks.
only hold like 10 games now, where it's like, it'll take up space, but it's easier in real life to move the disc than it is to be like, oh, what game am I not going to play?
Games on PlayStation now, you still have to install and have the same amount taken up.
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is
So-
like,
What the hell have I
so
been doing?
even for that sake, it's like kind of annoying now because
Yeah.
it's still taking up all that space on my system.
Yeah.
And I also don't know, we haven't had to deal with this issue yet, is that now technically when you buy a physical copy of a game, you don't actually necessarily be able to play it forever because
Oh.
you could lose, there could be licensing issues, and it could either like someday PS4s just maybe won't work unless they're connected to a network or something, or I'm kind of talking out of my ass here a little bit.
No, I know what you're getting.
But what essentially what it is that you're not really buying the game. You're buying a physical disc that gives you license to use the game.
Yeah, that's exactly what
So,
happened
like,
with.
20 years down the road, we might not be able to just pop Bloodborne into a PS4 and have it run the way that we pop in
No
Zombie
notes,
My
yeah.
Neighbors. Like,
Yeah.
That happened with Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game, for when it came out on Xbox 360 and PS3, because it was digital release only.
Mhm.
And it was on the store for, I want to say, maybe 1 or 2 years. And thankfully, I had bought, I was super into it at the time. And it's a cool, like, old school throwback, like, 8-bit side scroller, beat 'em up. And I bought it for the Xbox 360 and PS3. 2 years down the road, like 2 years after it released, I think it was 2010, so 2012, like their license ran out, so they had a licensing issue and they were like forced to take it off the store. So now you can't get it anywhere.
Mhm.
But
Classic Flappy Bird.
exactly. So there's unless you own it on there.
I had Flappy Bird.
I did too.
What was your high score?
84.
I was you higher than me. I was like,
Woof. Flappy Dappy.
We'll live stream some Flappy Birds.
Buy an iPhone with it. But yeah, I could definitely see that happening with the licensing, because that already happened. I think like I could still play it because I have it on there, but if you don't have it, it's just like, oh, it's like you can't do that. Or even like, oh, this server, like any games that run on like an online server like Destiny, of course, or like other ones like
right.
Fantasy Star.
See, like Destiny 2, that's a
originally.
great example. So I'm probably just going to get that digital because
Right.
I know it's not going to work in 10 years, and it's also one of those games that I want to kind of be playing in tandem with something else, which if I'm putting in my disc of Persona 5
Don't
and
wanna
I
be.
play that for a few hours, then I can just hop over to Destiny 2. It's the same way I felt about Overwatch. So
Mm.
essentially games that require online connectivity, I feel less inclined to go out and get a physical copy. But on the other hand, there are some games where I just do like having them. So like I'm also bought physicals of Hyper Light Drifter and Stardew Valley, two games that started out as download only. So I definitely see the appeal of having it on a shelf.
What about Shovel
So
Knight?
I'm kind of just right in the middle. I don't have the physical of Shovel Knight, which is something I would like to have because it's such sort of a classic game that, you know, I know that it comes with a manual. I know that it just kind of has that old school aesthetic that it's nice to.
Yeah,
It
because
just
I know
kinda
it's
comes
all
with the
digital
territory.
now. They're not
And
making
I think
it
that's
anymore.
where for me the shift from console to PC was so easy, because there you had just have all your games right on your hard drive, right at your fingertips, and you don't have to worry about physical copies that really.
Yeah, I mean it's
I
definitely
know there are physical
convenient.
copies, but
It's the convenience of it does make it very much appealing, but I
and-
guess
and
it's just
PC games being primarily multiplayer games. I mean,
Yeah.
I've definitely shifted to PC to play multiplayer games from console.
yeah.
And console games, I'll play games like Persona. And
And you pretty much buy all your games on Steam. Right?
basically,
Okay.
I mean, yeah, unless it's like a Blizzard game.
Yeah, unless it's something that you can't. But
Go through their like.
I do
downloader.
feel like there's a little bit more of a peace of mind when buying a PC game because Steam is just such an unstoppable force that you're
Yeah.
like, there's always going to be Steam. Like my Steam account's not going anywhere.
Yeah, water's not going to go away. It's always going to be in the air.
Which is different from
Okay.
like the Xbox Marketplace or the PlayStation 3 because there's a lot of games that I bought digitally on PS3 that I can't play unless I play them on my PS3. Like they're not backwards compatible with PS4, which is in a lot of cases. So that's kind of really unfortunate because I know my PS3 is not going to last forever. I mean, my digital collection on PS3 is freaking awesome. I have like 60-ish PS3 games on it, like 15 PS1 games, and like 5 PS2. They're all just right on the console.
Wow.
Because it's a 500 gig. I got it towards the end of the PS3 life cycle, but and it would totally be heartbreaking if my console was to break because they haven't solved the PlayStation 4 backwards compatibility issue. So I would probably go out and get another one.
Yeah, that's gonna be free too with like Steam too. It's like you lose your account or password for anything like that. It's like, oh, well, all those games are just gone
on Steam.
Yeah, like just don't have to log your account. Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
You can always track down your account though.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be really.
There's always forget my password.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Or email, or you got call and wait.
It's not going nowhere.
I did that with World of Warcraft when I first started playing again. And I was like, I had to call and like get my account like was on the phone with Blizzard support for like 2 days. Combined time. I was just like sitting there because I was like, oh, I was on hold, thought I got it, and went to go play. Didn't work. Had to call him again the next day.
That's annoying.
Damn it.
Yeah, it sucked. But it was fun. Just let me play the goddamn game I bought.
Yeah.
Fun fucking video game.
Nice.
The future will tell all.
Yeah.
Just get a PC.
Who cares?
Just put a PC in your brain. Become.
That has been the Level With You show, or just Level With You show. I think that's snappier. Episode 9.
We're working on it.
July 11th when we're recording. Should be up on podcast services by the 13th.
Fucking free Slurpee day.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next Tuesday. We'll be streaming that one live on Twitch. We forgot to do that this week.
Episode 10.
Double digits.
Yeah, that's
10 episode
exciting.
anniversary. We'll have to bring a cake in.
Sit on it.
So anyway, be looking out for other content on the channel. Share sometime this week. We're gonna get better with our schedules. Do apologize for that.
The nice weather's been making us be outside and whatnot. But
If you're watching, thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah, appreciate it. Love you.
miss you, love you, bye.
Have a good day. And a good week, hopefully.
And a good night.
Bye.
Good afternoon.
Good
And
night.
a good
and
next
good luck.
morning. Hope you have pancakes or eggs.